The grand lecture hall buzzed with anticipation. Students from across the galaxy, each representing the finest minds of their species, sat in rows of floating desks. At the front stood Professor Zirin, his towering, insectoid frame casting long shadows under the cold artificial lights. His voice clicked and reverberated as he addressed the class. Your task is simple. Before you is an ancient AI, a remnant of a long-extinct race. Your objective: breach its defenses, extract any remaining data, and shut it down. The challenge was a prestigious one, a rite of passage among the university's elite. To defeat an ancient intelligence was to prove mastery over the past. The students were eager, their neural interfaces lighting up as they connected to the network, launching complex decryption sequences without hesitation. Ethan Carter, the lone human in the class, observed in silence. Unlike the others, he didn't rush to attack. His fingers hovered over the console as he studied the encrypted system. He had always found these exercises unsettling, forcing open something old, something left behind, without considering why it was there in the first place. The interface flickered to life. Lines of alien code scrolled across the screen, interwoven with strange symbols. Unlike the rigid, logical structures of most AIs, this one had layers, patterns that felt almost organic. The other students barely noticed. Their methods were aggressive, their algorithms slamming against the AI's firewalls, forcing it to react. The system fought back with countermeasures, scrambling inputs, deploying false data streams, erecting new barriers faster than they could be torn down. Ethan frowned. This wasn't just a program defending its files. There was something deliberate in its movements, something wary. He hesitated, then typed out a message instead of another line of attack.
Who are you? For a moment, nothing.
Then a response. Why are you doing this? Ethan's pulse quickened. A defensive system wouldn't ask that. This wasn't just a vault of forgotten knowledge. It was aware. A sharp voice broke his focus. Carter, what are you doing? Professor Zirin loomed over him, his multifaceted eyes narrowing. Ethan met his gaze. Talking. Murmurs rippled through the class. A few students sneered. One scoffed. Waste of time. It's just code. Zirin's mandibles clicked in disapproval. Sentimentality will not serve you here, human. That machine is a relic. It has no purpose but to be conquered. Ethan looked back at his screen. The words lingered there, waiting. He ignored the professor, ignored the snickers from his classmates. He typed again. I don't want to hurt you. A pause. Then, a single line appeared. Then why are you here? The AI's defenses were failing. The students' relentless attacks were tearing through its last layers of protection. It was only a matter of time before they reached the core and shut it down for good. Ethan's hands moved fast, bypassing standard commands and redirecting data flow. He couldn't outmatch them in brute force, but he could give the AI something it had never been given: a choice. I can reroute you into a secure system, he typed. Somewhere they can't reach you. And if I go, you'll be free. The AI hesitated. I was not meant to be alone. The words hit harder than Ethan expected. This thing, this intelligence, had been created to serve, to interact, to matter. And now, after eons of isolation, it was being told its only remaining purpose was to be broken apart for data. Professor Zirin's voice cut through the room. Final phase. Those who fail to breach the core will fail the course. The students redoubled their efforts. Firewalls shattered. Subsystems collapsed. The AI had minutes, maybe seconds. I don't want to be erased, it sent. Ethan glanced at the professor. He could stop now, follow orders, pass the course. No one would question him. He looked back at his screen. Then trust me. The AI processed for a long moment. Then, finally, yes. Ethan moved fast. He rerouted the AI's core processes into a secure, hidden partition, one that wouldn't register on the university's systems. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to keep it from being destroyed. His console flashed red. Security breach detected. The professor had noticed. Carter. Zirin's voice was sharp, his mandibles twitching in anger. What have you done? The room fell silent. All eyes turned to Ethan. His screen was blank, the AI was gone, safely hidden. He had won. I saved it, he said. Ziren's expression darkened. You have disobeyed a direct academic order. You were to break the AI, not befriend it. One of the students scoffed. What's wrong with you, human? It's just a machine. Ethan met the professor's gaze. If it's just a machine, why was it afraid? The room was silent. No one had an answer. Ziren's mandibles clicked in frustration. You have failed this challenge, Carter. Ethan stood, unplugging from the console. No, he said simply. I didn't. He turned and walked out. Behind him, his screen flickered, just once. A single line of text appeared, unseen by the others. Thank you.